Good morning. Today is the 16th of December 2019. This is Math 1, and we're looking at our graphing review on the final that you take tomorrow. There are two parts of it. Part 1 will be the graphing part. That's what we're going to do right now in class. Part 2 will be the expressions and equations part. That's what you did last night for homework. Who did the online quiz? You've seen the final, basically.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like that.
That's really easy.
That's the second part. You're going to do that one on Wednesday. What we do right now is what you're going to see tomorrow on the final. All right, so you've got 8 boxes. There are going to be 8 questions. These 8 questions will be on the final. I will just change the numbers slightly. So in this box right here, this is where we're going to do the first question. Do not write anything until I ask you to write something. Here's a little inequality. I'm going to graph it on a number line. First off, is it an open or a closed circle?
Open.
Excellent. To solve this, I would add 2 to both sides. That would take me to a 12. And then divide both sides by 4. Open at 3, open at 3, shading everything less than 3. Questions? You get the next one. You're doing it in box 1. You're graphing it on a number line. You're doing what I just showed you how to do, but you're doing it on your own. Also? Oh, it is, okay. And I feel like the shading's backwards. Okay. Good, good. Pula, pula, pula. Pretty much. It's solid, pula. Solid, pula. Solid, pula. Looks like most of you have this, so it would be a solid circle at 3 and everything above it. Does that look right?
Yeah.
Questions on that? Everything on this test is going to be a 2-point question. If you shade in the wrong direction, I'm going to take off 1 point. If you give me the wrong circle type, we'll take off a point. If you have the wrong number, like, that's just wrong. Right? So you got to be able to at least get this. Like, half credit means, hey, you got a lot of it, you're just missing one little piece of it. But if you get the wrong, if you put this at -3, that'd probably be half credit. But if you put it at 6 or 5, that's just going to be wrong. This one. See if you remember this. -4x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 10. Adding 6 to both sides. Okay, and now what do you want to do? Divide both sides by negative. I used to shout at you.
Oh, yeah.
Divide both sides by what? Negative. When I divide both sides by a negative,
The sign is flipped.
the sign is flipped. So I have it at -4, and this is actually wrong. It should be solid. Going this way. If you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you must flip the inequality symbol. The next one is for you to try. you flip it? I think I would have it. That's good though. That is a -6 going up. Oh, it's good. Nope, -6. Yeah, -6. -6 up. -6 up. That is a -6 up. Chris, let me do this. Actually, I'm not going to do it. Chris is going to tell me what to do. Chris, tell me what to do. I already have a number line down here. Before I even do that, what do I need to do? I need to solve it first, don't I?
Add 6 to both.
Add 6 to both sides. So -3x is less than 18. Cool.
And then divide 18.
Give me a rainbow poster.
Going to divide both sides
By what?
-3.
By what? -3. -3, -3. Okay, tell me what to write.
Okay, so then we're going to have 6
X.
or x equals
There's no equal sign on this.
is less than 6.
Is less than -6?
Yeah.
No, I have to flip the inequality symbol right there. That's the key to it. If you don't flip it, you're going to get half credit on this thing. If you graph it backwards, you're going to get half credit on this thing. Okay, so I put it at -6, open or closed? Open, and I'm looking for the things that are above it. Boom, 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 boom. Preguntas on that question. All right, hey, how about a little absolute value?
I know absolute value.
All right, let's start over there with Greenlee. Greenlee, we're just going to throw out a net from -3 to 3. Let's throw in a -3. -3 minus 2.
-5.
Absolute value?
5.
-3.
2.
Boom. -2. Ready, Miranda? -2 minus 2. Absolute value? -3. Gordon, -1. -1 minus 2. -3 minus 3. Oh, excuse, absolute value.
3 minus 3.
Absolute 3 minus 3, 0. Boom. So I plug it in, I plot the points, I get an absolute value V. Absolute value, say it with me. Absolute value. Value. Do it, Jackson. Value. Question?
Will we be given a table? We have to
Nope.
move the table.
I don't recall. I'd have to look at the final.
Okay.
And this one is yours. This is going in box number 3. Should be the third box. Jackson, I'm going to look at the final right now. Jackson, it does not tell you what numbers to put into the table.
Yeah, so we have to.
Do -3 to 3 and see if you catch it. If not, -5 to 5 and see if you catch it.
Ha.
graph it.
Oh,
I don't actually care about the table. The table just gets you to the graph. Is it broken? Or just going? Yeah, the castle just says shoot.
I honestly don't know.
They,
So one place said it was broken, other place said it wasn't. I was supposed to go back to my primary doctor, and they were supposed to tell me like if it was broken or not, and they just went off of what one of them said. So they said it wasn't broken, but in the oh my
the
God,
picture that
the
looks
X-ray.
inside you.
In the X-ray.
The inside looking picture, right?
Yeah, the X-ray. You can see the crack in the bone. So I really don't know. It's like they say it's broken, but they also say it's not. So, but I'm out for 6 to 8 weeks. So
Are they going to put a cast on, or are you still look at that funny
I
shit?
don't know. I have to go back to work. Then.
Oh, she got shoelaces.
She's got a corset on her foot.
You know, it's a corset.
A corset on her foot.
Corset?
Yeah.
You know how I treat this? I put leeches on you.
Ew.
I'm pretty sure that helps.
Incorrect.
That's the kind of medicine I'm good at. I do leeches
right.
and then like incense.
Just leeches or everything.
Everything.
I'll crack the head open.
I do old school leech. Okay. All right. I talked to Miranda, and let's talk to Gavin. Here we go, Gavin. -3 + 1.
Oh, 2. Wait, -2.
Absolute value.
2.
-2. Nico. -2 + 1.
-1.
Absolute value.
1.
-2.
1. No, negative.
Good. Bradley. -1 + 1.
0.
Absolute value.
0.
-2.
Negative
JJ. Hey. 0 + 1.
1.
Absolute value.
1.
-2. Notice we just caught the bottom of it right there. And then Maddie. 1 + 1.
0.
Absolute value.
0.
-2.
0.
Good. That's enough of it. So you get, see, -1, -2, right about there. Sometimes it's doing that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, close enough.
2-point question, partial credit on this.
You get 1.
I'm not sure how I would do partial credit. I think
If they got the
If you
graph
get the
right.
point right, maybe.
like this, that chunk is, the critical point. So maybe if you got that, but then you're,
Like if they just went up by like 1 or something.
yeah, I'm not sure. And if you don't give me a V, it's going to be all wrong. An absolute value has to be making a V. I'll have to see when I start grading them how to take off 1 point. This is a parabola. It's a U shape. It's the same idea. Plug in the numbers, see what comes out. So let's do a couple together. Jordan, -3. -3 + 2
Is -1.
squared. -1 times -1.
Oh, sorry. I'm 1.
1 minus 4. -3. Presley. -2 + 2
Wait, 0.
squared
0.
minus 4.
-4.
Good. Taryn. -1 + 2 squared minus 4. -3. Notice right there we caught the bottom of it. Should be making this nice kind of U shape. Give it a shot. This one is yours right there. go, Chris. You ready? Say yes, Mr. Barr. Actually, I feel like it was Gavin's turn to talk to me. Gavin, let's put in a -3. -3 minus 1
-4.
squared.
-16.
Positive 16 minus 5.
11. Positive 1.
Micah, you get the -2. -2 minus 1 squared minus 5. Beautiful. Going to Aiden. Aiden, -1. -1 minus 1
-2.
squared
4.
minus 5.
-1.
Beautiful. Going over there to Chris, you get the 0, Chris. 0 minus 1 squared minus 5. -4. Jackson, 1 minus 1
0.
squared
0.
minus 5.
Minus 5.
Lizeth, 2 minus 1 1 squared minus 5. -4. We just caught the bottom of it right there. Let's put that 3 in there because that's fun. Let's go over here to Greenlee. Greenlee, 3. 3 minus 1
2.
squared minus 5. So 1, -5, right about there. Something that kind of looks like that. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Gordon?
Yeah, that's
Like that?
yeah.
Like that?
Sure. Just go.
Yes. Okay, that was, what question was that? 4? Is that 5?
That was 4.
That was 4. Okay. Flip your paper over.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have, I skipped something.
You missed the review of the
Solid or dashed?
Solid.
No.
Dash.
Dashed. Half credit already, man. You get the wrong line type. Half credit.
How many questions are there?
8
Just 8.
on this part of it. The other part has 14, but tomorrow you're just doing 8 questions. 8. I start here at -3. I go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. I draw a dashed line. I'm going to test 0, 0. Let's see if 0, 0 is true or false. According to the graph, what is it?
False.
False. Let's see. 0 is less than -3. True or false?
Oh no, it's false.
False. This is false, so where do I shade? The other side of it. Okay. That one's for you. We're graphing this guy right here. You have a Liam the leprechaun. There's Liam. Where do you want me to put Liam? Yeah, Tris. Put him at 4. How do you want him to move?
Can I do it?
Down
No,
two.
no. You
Down
start
to, it's a negative, so I want to go down 2 over 3, right? 1, 2.
Did the wrong 4.
You got 1 day to get this dialed in. Solid or dashed, Greenlee?
Solid.
Yes.
Mr. Barre.
Did I mess it up?
Yeah, you went down 1 and over 3.
On the
Second
second
one.
one.
Oh.
Down one, you gotta keep
There.
You're right. Now, I'm going to test 0, 0. And let's see if it works. Plugging in this point right here. 0 is greater than 0 plus 4. 0 is greater than 4.
False.
This is false. So where do I shade?
The other side. Oh, no, you can't. Oh, I don't want the one.
Don't fall, Mr. Barre.
Who said that?
Jordan.
Jordan, you
Jordan!
Did you even start the live stream today?
I've fallen.
And I can't get up.
I'm having. I'm up. I'm up.
Did you start the live stream today?
Yeah, I talked to it, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's going.
I don't remember that.
I got a haircut
Okay.
again.
Exactly the same.
Are you good?
I only have one haircut. I've been using the same haircut for about, I don't know, 16 years now. It kept getting shorter though, so I had like crazy hair, and then I went like short, like that, and then over the years it just kept getting shorter and shorter until now it's just this.
So now it's no hair.
There's a little bit, I can feel
Peach
it.
fuzz.
You should just, like.
I'm not going to do that picking thing. That takes too much effort.
The what?
Let it grow out. You know how stupid that would
Say,
look.
let it grow.
Nothing up here, but all back there.
Let it
Oh, you should see
grow.
my brother's.
Let it grow. Let it grow.
This is the front, part in the back.
Yeah, mullet. Mullet,
I'm
right?
gonna
So
grow
my dad had a
Jane
mullet.
and I got dared by one.
My dad had a
Klondike
permed
bar told
mullet,
us
like
to, so
some
we have to
kid.
look.
Probably looks good.
My brother has a full-on mohawk, and then he normally shaves the sides, so he's just got.
How about like a backward mohawk? I keep it. That's actually kind of what I got going on. Okay.
That is good. Let it grow.
I should throw it out and then do like that monk thing. You remember how the monks had
Oh,
like,
yeah.
shit?
That'd be cool.
Do some crazy
Show up
stuff.
to school and like.
No,
Okay.
you can cut like letters into your hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he
Like a letter to Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
dear Santa Claus.
You should put ho ho ho.
Okay, here we go. Hey, this guy, Liam starts at -3. Here's the deal. Graph a line, test it, and put some little arrows telling you where to shade. Graph the next line, test it, put some little arrows telling you where to shade, and then shade the overall region where it all comes together. This is the true true, this is false false, true false, false true. Shade it. Give it a shot.
But you graph it in this one. And 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was thinking
Okay, good. You're going to do a move that start with what? Or you can do a mini on that. So X is at 4, Y is at 2. It's gonna, we'll work either way. I hope I didn't do that wrong. Something got weird. Okay, this Gotta use the rules. Okay, here we go.
Most tests is on paper, right?
Tomorrow's on paper. The next day is on the computer. And you've done, did you do the weekend test?
Yeah.
You've taken the final basically.
I got 93.
Can you just put
And I just missed a negative, so.
Did you post like another one of those?
I already have. It's the same one.
It's just more practice. Right?
It's just, yeah, those are, they take a lot of time to create, so I created one, but I reposted it so you guys can do it again.
Okay.
It's in Google Classroom under like sample test or
Is
something.
it-
Yeah,
is
it's
this
take this
test
practice
time? Wait,
test
no,
on
this
Monday
year.
after school to help his
Oh, it's
grade.
this expressions one practice time, not a bonus.
Not a bonus. The bonus was over the weekend. Now it's just up there if you want to do it again.
The bonus was 4 points.
4 points. It's already in the grade book. Where does Liam want to start his life? Let's go with Miranda. Miranda, where does Liam want to be? Thorn, how's he want to move? There we go. Solid or dashed? Okay, he got a little bit wiggly, but this one, you can either do a move the x divided by the y, or I'm going to use mini me's. So what is x? 4, y?
2.
X is 4, y is 2, solid or dashed? Solid. And I should have been testing this whole time, but if I was testing it, it would tell me to shade under both of them. So it's going to be that. Do you have questions on it? I can help.
Wait. I'm so confused.
Okay, so
I got 0, 0 is not correct for the second one. I got it's correct.
0 is
0, 0 is less than 12, that's true.
Oh.
And 0 is less than 4, that's true. So this is a true region, which is where I shade it. Yes?
so what I did is I did 6y and 12, so that would be 2. So I put the dot of 2 on the y, and then after that I did 3x goes up to 12. And I did
We're talking about
4.
this one?
Yeah.
Do you have the exact same stuff?
I put 4 down and then over 1.
Do you have the same graph? Then I'm going to mark you wrong.
Okay, now I'll just.
Oh, you just tell me. That's cool. Questions? Gavin?
I got negative x divided by the 1, and I got y is less than or equal to negative 1/2 x plus 6.
So move the x.
Oh wait, I just thought I did.
How do you?
Plus 2.
Yeah.
Be cautious with that, because on inequalities, if you divide by a negative on that y, you've got to flip the inequality symbol. Next one. Systems. I taught you 3 ways to solve systems. The easiest way that works most of the time is to graph a line, see where they cross. These are both Liam's, so graph a line, see where they cross. This is number 7?
Yeah.
Here you go. You've got 2 Liam's. Recognize if the graph needs to get bigger, make it bigger. I know this one gets kind of off on the edge.
you're good enough on the test, like, you just want it.
Did you find out where they crossed? So what do you?
I recognize. It feels like it's going off the paper, so figure out a way to work through it. You did.
Is it?
Do they cross at -9?
They cross at -9, -1. On tomorrow's test, I am not going to look at the graph. I'm going to look at your answer. The graph is just the tool to get to the answer. On the other graphs, I'm looking at the graphs. This, you do it any method you want. I'm going to use a different method. You're not going to like this, but I'm doing it.
Do we have to know this?
Nope. Go with any method you want.
Just plug it in.
I set y equal to y.
What?
I taught you this method.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to multiply everything by a 3.
I don't remember this. Oh, this was the day when you had your surgery, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
I'm going to solve it for x.
But wait.
Whoa.
Dude, this should be a 15. This should be a 15.
What? Why?
Because he multiplied
3
and
times
and
5
got-
is 15.
But how did you?
Wait, Mr. Barr, can't you just do it where you just graph
Wait,
it?
multiply 3
'Cause
times
that's
5 and you wrote
easiest.
down 10 instead of
I
15.
don't remember.
Why
I
did they
don't
graph
remember doing
everything?
this at all.
I don't know.
This was like,
X equals -9. Don't use my method. That's fine. I did teach this.
Oh, yeah, and then you plug it in.
And now I plug it back in.
Just not the
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
listen. You are looking at a problem that's going to be very similar to what's on the test.
Oh, yeah, I
Use
do.
any method you want. I don't care if you graph it. Use any method. This is a substitution method I just used. I taught you 3 methods. I taught you graphing, substitution, and elimination. Use whatever method you want to use. Graph it, that's fine. Next one, same idea. Now, this is substitution. I'm going to show you how to use substitution, but at the end, you do whatever you want to do. Here it is. I have 2 equations. X minus 2y equals -6. 2x plus y equals -2. Cool? I wish the y's would cancel out. So I'm going to multiply the bottom by a 2. That gives me 4x plus 2y equals -4. This equation's gone. X plus 4x, 5x, -2 plus a +2, 0, -6 and a -4, -10. So what's x equal? -2. I take that x, I plug it in, -2 minus 2y equals -6, adding 2, -2y equals -4, y equals 2. -2 comma 2, -2 comma 2. I don't care. You do whatever method you want. You want to graph it, you graph it. You want to use this. Whatever you want to do, that's your problem. Notice, if you want to do the elimination, I would multiply the top by a 5, and the y's will cancel out.
I'm gonna graph it.
Or you can try to graph it. This guy will do a nice mini-me. This guy's going to turn into a really kind of funny, weird thing, but give it a shot, whatever you want.
I'll just do it.
Jordan, I think you've fallen. You can't get up.
Yep.
Not 115. What's your X? Well, are you your best? Okay, yes. So yeah, so I don't have anything for other than that. We're still doing fine. You have one more day to review and then tomorrow. What'd you get? What'd you get? Still working it?
I got it.
That's something good. -19.
Trying to figure out what X is. Why is it going? It's not getting
Who graphed it? You can.
I did.
You probably got close.
I did, and it worked. I plugged it in and it worked. I got 2.9 for the 4x plus 5y for x and 2.1 for y. And then I graphed that and I graphed the other one and I got -1.3 and then I plugged it in and it worked.
So even though you went decimal on this, it was close enough that when you graphed it, you got close enough to figure out what it was. And then I like the idea that you checked it. It's good.
So I got the decimal side, it's
Yeah.
So if we graph this, let's give it a shot. So right here. So y is a little bit above 2, correct?
Yeah, that's what like 2.2.
And x is a little bit less than 3.
2.75.
It's 2. I put 2.9.
2.9? Okay, so. I'm not saying this is beautiful, but it's going to get us close. And this guy, this is, let's see, y is 6.
Yeah.
And this is going to be horrible because I'm not even using craft paper, I'm just making this up. And x equals -2.
Yeah.
So right there, I mean, -1, comma 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That it's pretty close. I mean, well, it's right. But here's how I think I would probably do it for real. I would go with hit this with a 5. So 15x minus 5y equals -30. Is that cool? What do my x's become? 4x, 4x and 15x. 19x. What happens to the y's?
They cancel.
Equals -19. So what's x equal? -1. Plugging it in. What do you get for your y?
You get through.
You get your 3 for the y when you plug it in.
Oh.
JJ.
I was gonna ask, could you multiply it by like 2 as well?
If I the top or the bottom?
The top.
What?
Except if I multiply it by 2, nothing's going to cancel. I hit the top with a 5, so the y's would cancel.
Okay.
So the x. Oh, so
If you want to make
you
the
also make x cancel?
how?
Well, not right now, but like if
No, you
y
could.
is an x, then find y.
So if I wanted x to cancel, I'd multiply the top by a 4 and the bottom by a -3. That would turn it into a 12 and a -12, and they'd cancel. But I wouldn't do that. It's so much easier to get rid of the y's.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you could do it for
Yeah. And on the final, Maddie, I don't care what method you use. Graph it, substitution, elimination, do something.
Can you not give us our homework, please?
What are you going to do instead?
I don't
Stay
know.
in the lab.
The homework is to
Study.
is forcing you to study.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
If yeah,
Like-
here you're not gonna like this, or maybe you shouldn't like this because this is wrong. I'm not gonna check the homework tomorrow
Why?
because don't study.
Oh.
You have a final. The homework is designed to help you on the final. Do it, don't do it.
I still do it. I always end up doing it. I just.
You have this final tomorrow. The homework is 8 questions that look like the final. Okay, you're on your own. Yes. I'm gonna go see my desk and take off the light.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I did too. I did it too. I'm gonna do it again.
How's the, no, you're making that trail look good.
No, I did.
I had a guy cut the trail. It's about, we got halfway up. And then I didn't know where to make the trail go anymore, so he stopped. And he's like, get it for the stage. The rain's kind of washed over it. I need to go.
Here, I got this. Oh yeah? Yeah.
The solid line is what it's
Are you okay?
You got the little line.
This is what I feel
Merry
about
Christmas.
this is how I feel about my life. That's my life.
Get through the day, everything else is easy. Final please.
I got that. Oh, is that tomorrow's homework? This is cute.
Wait, I mean,
Yeah, I'm watching movies. Like, what's it called now? And he was dying. No, it's called Crazy Rich Asians.
I watched that.
I got it for my first day and I watched it on Spotify. It makes me so happy. There's no chicken. Oh, yes. Yes.
I just saw that in the movie.
I saw it. No, have you read it? Was it good? Was it scary? What was it about? Is it like a lot of blood? Wait, in the movie? Okay, not in the movie.
yeah.
He didn't want to be part of what?
Like, it's
Wait, but what did he not want to be part of?
I always come home with my food and it's like, I doubt you have to. I'm sorry. I got that 8 out of 10. Did you miss the one that you were really fun? Yeah, 7.
Like, literally. Did your mom take you?
Top position. No, I did it anyway. I got 2 out of 3. I got population. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know. I got 2 out of 3 right. I'm doing anything right about on that one question. I didn't make extra credit. I got that one right.
It's pretty easy. Alright.
The one with the best slot.
Yes, it is your fault. Everything is your fault.
It's the man. Oh, that's wrong. It's fine. Basketball. It's good. Basketball. It's fine. Basketball. Hey, time to go play basketball and rep. No, so you know how 3-on-3? It's me, Scott, and Eli, and we are going against 7th grade team Chase. Plays and they're all short, so you're just taking something like this. Dude.
I can't play basketball. I can't walk.
Yeah, have fun being out for the next 8 weeks.
I know. I'm like, I literally just got back to E for 2 weeks. And I'm hurry.
I mean, at least you don't have to do that.
I'm like, honestly, I'd rather run a mile than sit down.
I get surgery on my finger today. Or today? What? No, not today.
Whiteboard and marker. Whiteboard and marker. Whiteboard and marker.
No, I don't know. Like, Melvin just brings up Kevin, and we just started talking about paranormal travel. First, we're talking about like how sketchy our is, how dangerous it is, and then Melvin brings up paranormal travel, and then she brings up Kevin, and then.
I'm gonna put my foot on your back if you do that.
Go ahead. Don't put water caps down my back. That wasn't cool,
No,
man.
you deserved every bit of it.
Why? It was so cold, my entire body felt like it was freezing.